Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2013 format. On one side, we've got the Darkrai deck, as used by Jason Klaczynski, the 2013 World Champion of the Masters Division, going up against the Garchomp Altaria deck, as used by Cawthon, a top 64 competitor in the US Nationals, so we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account, at Holland_Phantom, so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle. And here we go, the battle has started, with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Darkrai side, we've got Darkrai EX as the active Pokemon, and on the Garchomp side, we've got Gible as the active Pokemon. The Darkrai side is going first, benching a second Darkrai, and then attaching a Darkness Energy to the active Pokemon, followed by a supporter, Professor Juniper, to discard the hand and then draw 7 brand new cards. So let's see what else the player can do with the new hand of cards. Here we see a Keldeo EX coming down to the bench. And that's going to be it. Turn passes over to the Garchomp side his first turn. A second Gible comes down to the bench, followed by the item card Level Ball. The player can search their deck for any Pokemon with up to 90 HP or fewer. The chosen card is going to be Emolga coming down onto the bench. Another player activates Switch to get their Emolga into the active spot now. It's going to be the first attacker of this deck. It gets Fighting type energy to power up its Call for Family. And there's the attack declared. Another player can search the deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. There we see a Swablu and a second Swablu. 4 bench Pokemon in the first turn so far. Back over to the Darkrai side now. There we see a Sableye coming down to the bench, followed by a second Darkness Energy to the active Pokemon. Just needs one more to be fully powered up. And that's it. No trainer cards are played. Back over to the Garchomp side. The player activates another Level Ball, once again searching the deck for any Pokemon. And it's going to be a Gabite this time. Gabite evolves from one of the bench Gible, activates the ability Dragon Call, searching the deck for another Gabite, which also activates Dragon Call. And then we see Altaria coming down. So 3 evolutions coming down so far, pretty good turn. Altaria has the ability called Fight Song, increasing the attack power of all Dragon Pokemon on its side by 20. Another player activates Skyla to search the deck for any trainer card to enter their hand. The one chosen is going to be the A-Spec Life Dew. So let's see what we're going to be seeing it attach this turn. Yes, the Life Dew comes down to one of the Gabite. And with this Life Dew, if the Gabite gets KO'd, the opponent does not take a prize card for it. There we see another Call for Family, searching the deck for a third Gible to fill up the bench. But no energy cards were played this turn. Okay, on the Darkrai side, do they have the third energy card? Yes, they do. We're going to be seeing a Night Spear coming through this turn. No more cards are played. The Night Spear takes a KO against Emolga and then hits the bench Swablu for 30 damage. There we see the first prize of the game being taken. And now we see Gabite coming into the active spot. Does the player have an energy card to power it up? We do know they can search for the Garchomp through the Dragon Call ability. There we see N being played first. Both players shuffle away their hands to draw 1 card for each of their prize cards. Darkrai is going to be drawing 5, and Garchomp still gets to draw all 6. They just need 1 Fighting type energy to start attacking this turn. Did they get it? Yes, they did. There we go. There we see the first Dragon Call, searching the deck for any Dragon type Pokemon. And it's going to be another Gible coming down onto the bench. There's the second Dragon Call. Searching the deck for the second Altaria, so now we have access to 2 Fight Song, increasing the attack power of all Garchomp by 40 points. The active Gabite now evolves into the first Garchomp of the game. There's the attack, Mach Cut, hitting for 100 damage for a single energy card. Really powerful attack. Now back over to the Darkrai side. There we see a Pokemon catcher bringing up the Gabite on the bench. It is going to be getting KO'd. It only has 80 HP. And then we see another N coming through, this time from the Darkrai side, once again shuffling away both players' hands. Let's see if the player gets any more Darkness Energies to start powering up their benched Pokemon. Because this Darkrai is going to be getting KO'd on the following turn if it doesn't get out of the active spot or heal somehow. Okay, so we see another Dark Energy coming down to the bench Darkrai, followed by a Dark Patch, searching the discard pile for another Darkness Energy to equip onto the bench Darkrai. Just needs 1 more energy to be fully powered up. And there we see Energy Search, searching the deck for the third Darkness Energy. So on the following turn, this Darkrai will be fully powered up. There's the attack, Night Spear, to take the KO against Gabite, and then hitting the Altaria on the bench for another 30 damage. It's down to just 10 HP remaining, and Darkrai has taken their second prize so far. Garchomp comes back into the active spot now. And now the player activates Call Rest to shuffle their hand away and draw one card for every bench Pokemon on both sides. It's going to be a total of 7 cards being drawn. Let's see if the player has access to another Gabite to evolve one of their Gible. Okay, there we see a Blend Energy coming down to fully power up its Dragon Blade, but the attack is going to be Mock Cut. Once again hitting for 100 damage. And taking the KO against Darkrai, that is 2 prizes taken by Garchomp, and now both sides are tied, 4 prizes remaining apiece. The second Darkrai comes into the active spot and gets its third energy attachment. It is now fully powered up. And there we see another Pokemon catcher, this time bringing up one of the Altaria on the bench, the one without the damage. There's the attack, Night Spear, taking the KO against both of the Altaria and taking 2 prizes. And on the Darkrai side is taking a huge lead, they're 2 prizes ahead. The Garchomp comes back into the active spot now, and one of the Gible finally evolves into a Gabite. Gabite activates a Dragon Call to search the deck for another Garchomp. So it's going to be able to evolve on the following turn. Another Emolga comes down to the bench, followed by Skyla to search the deck for any trainer card to add to the hand. And it's going to be the Rare Candy. Okay, so we're going to be seeing this Gible evolve now. Yeah, the Rare Candy is activated to evolve Gible straight into Garchomp. And now the second Garchomp gets a Fighting type energy. There's the attack. It's going to be the Dragon Blade. Yeah, Dragon Blade hitting for 100 damage and also discards the top 2 cards off the Garchomp's deck. Keep back over to the Darkrai side now. The player activates Verbank City Gym as her stadium card. And a Hypnotoxic Laser, inflicting automatic poison to the Garchomp and as a coin flip. And it is heads, so Garchomp is also put to sleep. And because of the Stadium card, Garchomp is going to be taking 30 damage from the poison between turns. There we see another Professor Juniper coming through from the Darkrai side, discarding the hand, drawing 7 brand new cards. And let's see what they get. A third Darkrai comes down, and then a Darkness Energy comes down to the Sableye now. The active Darkrai then gets the Dark Claw. It's a Pokemon tool that increases attack power by 20. And there's the attack, another Night Spear, taking the KO against the active Garchomp with a combination of the Dark Claw and the Poison, and then hitting the bench Garchomp for 30 damage. But thanks to the Life Dew, the Darkrai player does not take any prize cards. Okay, on the Garchomp side, the second Garchomp gets the Blend Energy, so it's fully powered up to use Dragon Blade. And then we see Gabite activating Dragon Call, searching the deck for nothing. The search was failed. And then it evolves into another Garchomp. Here we see Professor Juniper coming down from the Garchomp side, drawing 7 new cards. Let's see if they can establish another Altaria on the bench. Okay, there's a Swablu coming down, followed by a Super Rod, searching the discard pile for up to 3 basic energy cards or Pokemon to shuffle back into the deck. There we see 2 Altaria and a Fighting type energy being shuffled back in now. And are we going to be seeing the attack now? Yes, there's the attack, Dragon Blade, to take the KO against Darkrai, discarding 2 more cards off the top of the deck. But that is 2 more prizes taken by the Garchomp side. Both players are once again tied, this time at 2 prizes remaining apiece. Now the Sableye comes into the active spot. And the player activates an Ultra Ball, discarding an N, and what was the other one? I didn't get to catch the other card. They can search the deck for any Pokemon, but no Pokemon were chosen. It was a failed search. And now the player activates Bicycle, drawing cards until they have 4 cards in their hand. Okay, and they drew into another Professor Juniper to dump their entire hand, draw another 7 cards. Do they have any Darkness Energy to start powering up their third Darkrai on the bench? Okay, there we see a Dark Patch coming down, getting a discarded Darkness Energy onto the bench Darkrai. Just needs 2 more energy cards. And then it also gets a Dark Claw to increase its attack power by 20. And there's the attack. It's going to be the Junk Hunt attack. Searching the discard pile for up to 2 item cards to add back into the hand. And the ones chosen are going to be the Dark Patch and the Pokemon Catcher. Over to the Garchomp side now. The bench Garchomp gets a fighting type energy. And now they activate Hypnotoxic Laser to inflict poison to the opposing Sableye, and also putting it to sleep. So Sableye is going to be getting KO'd. And then we've seen N coming down now. Both players once again shuffle away their hands, and both of the item cards that were just gotten back by the Sableye are going to be shuffled back into the deck. And now both players only draw 2 cards. That was a huge disruption to the Darkrai player. The Swablu evolves into Altaria, once again activating Fight Song, and there's the attack, Mach Cut, taking the KO against Sableye, and Garchomp is down to just 1 more prize remaining. Keldeo comes into the active spot now. Then we see another Dark Patch coming down. So Darkrai now has 2 Darkness Energy attached, just needs 1 more, but it also needs a way to get into the active spot. Okay, the 3rd Darkness Energy actually comes down to the active Keldeo, and there we see a random receiver revealing cards off the top of the deck until the player reveals a supporter card, and the card chosen is going to be the N. N gets added to the hand, the other cards get shuffled back into the deck. And is the player going to be activating it? Actually, no, they don't. They keep the N in their hand. They pass their turn. And no cards are played by the Garchomp player, going straight for the attack. It's going to be Mach Cut, hitting for 80 damage. Back over to the Darkrai side now. Oh, and they drew into Professor Juniper now. They did not need that N. They discarded their entire hand to draw 7 new cards. They just need 1 more Darkness Energy to fully power up this Darkrai. Okay, Keldeo retreats to promote the Darkrai. They must have the energy in hand now. And yes, they did. So this Garchomp is going to be getting KO'd with the Night Spear attack. There's the attack declared. Taking the KO against the active Pokemon, hitting the bench Garchomp for 30 damage, and now both sides are tied. 1 prize remaining apiece. Emolga comes into the active spot now. It does have the free retreat. And now the player activates Skyla to search the deck for any trainer card. The one chosen is going to be the Pokemon Catcher. This might be the game. Okay, Pokemon Catcher brings Keldeo back into the active spot. Does the player have a way to increase their attack power? Yes, they do. The Hypnotoxic Laser inflicts poison to the Keldeo, and there's the attack. Mach Cut to take the KO against Keldeo, and take the final prize. And there's the handshake. Garchomp is your winner. So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below, and be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.